Yeah, lately I be having conversations with myself cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. I be having conversations with myself cause I feel like I have nobody to turn to. Everything was green light, now we got the red. Could've had somebody else choose you instead. I be having conversations with myself cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. Got up in the morning, took a shot, that's the rock. Girl, you left my stomach in a knot. Took my lighter and you burned the bridge. Thought you was a writer, no, you just an idol. You got me feeling like Big Sean in this 5, 4, 3, 2. I deserve a minute, wait a minute. Gotta get up and over, regain my composure. No longer my lover, finally finished and you did it. Girl, you really showed me, think with your heart, don't think with your body, clever. Sorry not sorry, sorry not Justin Timberlake, write me a river. Lately I be having conversations with myself cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to.
I be having conversations. Yeah, I think that's an old comment. I gotta clear that up.
Man, I was listening to you and Reese with Sex Cities.
But yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Seemed like there
The-
was vibes. How was it?
oh, it was spectacular. It was a
Mm-hmm.
spectacular moment. Yeah, it was a spectacular moment. Definitely. I always like interacting with people, and we had the opportunity to interact with a lot of different people. But not only so, you know me, I've been into promotions myself, so I love to see when these kind of things, the execution, like with like execution there, and it goes well. Now, the atmosphere was electric. Um, the people friendly, you know, and everybody was like just good vibe. Like no bitter face, no badness, no. Man, I mean, I stand up over here like so. Everybody a move, everybody a groove, everybody a bounce, everybody a dance. Is one of the only events where I've ever seen the the entertainers them a link up the way how the entertainers them been a link up. Like they are one crew. You know, it's like the DJs, the artists, the bands, all of them are link up with one another. Like all of them are one crew. All of them is just like, and it's just just vibes, just good vibes, good vibes. But it was a tough weekend though. It was a real tough weekend. I ain't gonna tell a lie.
Tough as
Tough
far
weekend
as.
because we flew in about 4 o'clock. We land at LaGuardia about 4 o'clock. You know, the event start. The first time we do anything like this, and so we just kept it quiet. And with that said, that event done about 5 after 5. It was supposed to done about 4. So by the time we reach home after 5. But we had to go DC the next day. So we
Mm-hmm.
got up early, probably 2 hours sleep, however the case may be, drive DC. And then so if you see, we had some other footage there with deli ranks dancing masquerades and stuff like that. Then that was just, oh my gosh, just constant going. And then people wanna see their pictures. You know what I mean? So 2 o'clock in the night last night, I up, dealing with these pictures, making sure that they could be posted first thing in the morning, and that vibes. And it was just a good it's a challenging thing, but it's a good feeling overall because you could see people really enjoy that and people like that. So kudos to all the people that smile for the camera. There were one or two people who run from the camera. I remember one girl can tell me, Mister, I camera shy, so don't put the camera upon me. But Tutu she on Instagram. You know what I mean? I say, oh, camera shy. But it is still love regardless to why, And
I feel
um
it.
more to come, more to come. Hopefully you join us with some of them. They got some down there in Miami. Um and then kind of things there. So get on the ground, get on the works. But we're gonna with you otherwise.
I'm all right. Have you ever watched F by Island? Have I preached to you the greatness
Never
of
heard
F
of
by
it.
Island?
Never heard of
Uh,
it. Never heard of it. I could be on it though. I could be on it.
So,
Right now, I'm
he-
trying to get into Yellowstone.
here's a simple scenario. There's
Mm,
20 gentlemen on the show, three
mm,
ladies.
mm.
Half of them are good guys, half of
Yeah.
them are F boys.
Okay.
And the ladies have to determine which one of these is a good guy, which is a F boy. If you choose a good guy, y'all get $100,000 to split. If you
Yeah.
choose an F boy, he got it in his hand to determine whether he want to take the money
Yeah.
or if he want to, if he has
That
been
sound like
broken down and he's in love and he
that's
want
a
to give this thing a chance.
that's a Netflix show.
Oh, first he was on HBO, but now he got on CW.
CW. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
never heard of it. Shout out to Loretta. I saw Loretta this weekend in Maryland.
Washington.
Yeah, well, Maryland. I
Mm.
didn't see her in
Oh yeah,
Washington. I saw
yeah.
her in Maryland. I don't want to shout out everybody who I met. We came across people. They were like, "I read you. Oh, we watched this show." So just love and appreciation to everybody that
Mm-hmm.
met me and say we watched this show. They watch the topics. They watch Real Entertainment Network. They watch Real Talk Kana. Two youngsters actually met me and asked me like, "What going on? You guys don't have this show anymore?" You know what they asked me, Alan?
Yeah.
They were like, what happened? You guys got scared? I said, scared? What you mean? I said, we still are. He said, like the political backlash, and at that moment, I said, it ain't really that. Real talk, kind of step away from the politics, but um, don't ever be afraid to speak your truth. And that's you. If you feel a certain type of way, you just have to speak your truth, and that's how it is sometimes. People are gonna like you regardless, and people are gonna hate you regardless. You get me? So, with that said, I had a wonderful conversation with those two young men, and it is good to see that young people are engaged in those kind of social and those type of topics as well. Like
Yeah.
it was a very constructive conversation. I am gonna tell you. Um, Outside of that, there was other people that we met. So blessings to you, Evan. What was you gonna
Um,
say, Alan?
I feel like it's very confusing. Sometimes it does get very confusing for me, as
Oh, really?
far as as far as sometimes I don't get no credit for giving the premier good advice. You
Oh,
understand? Agreeing, and sometimes you don't get no credit for constructive criticism and then kind of thing there. But regardless of what, as you say, you got to say what you got to say.
right.
And over time, generally, everything does play out and you are able to see the cards as they come on the table.
Yeah.
Something you just write too early. Loretta
I
said she had
mean,
a wonderful time. This is her third time going.
I would say to that, Alan, people just don't like you to go against whatever they stand for. You know what I mean? So regardless to how you say it, it could be constructive. You know,
No, but
but
the other thing
then
is they don't, because you don't hear everything that somebody say.
yeah,
That's also a thing, because if you're hearing it in bits and pieces and you ain't hear the total story, then it would be easy to say, well, it's always against whatever it is. But
yeah, yeah,
sometimes too is how you say so to it, and I understand that part of it. So
But I
so
mean,
yeah,
go
so
ahead.
it could be challenging for your ego for me to say, for example, slow down on the major projects. Them think they're gonna sink you, and you want to say, me gonna push you. Whereas when you look on the overall thing, you realize, maybe I needed to slow down on them things. I believe me with yourself,
Yeah, we're only human. Yeah, I got cool. Like
I
my
feel it.
body could only my body could only take so much sleepless nights, shots, slight restless nights before the immune system say, okay, that's what you want to do. Okay, we're gonna show you what's going on, and I had a couple of those. The night before I went to New York, 2 hours. New York, 2 hours. Last night, went sleep a little late too, so maybe about 4 hours. That's not good enough. People, take care of yourself, eh? Take care of yourself. And I didn't take my vitamins, then. My vitamin D, my vitamin C, all that good stuff there. Zinc, all of them. Keep my body up. And then when you're on the
Well,
road, you don't tend to eat the best, eh?
no,
You don't tend
and
to eat the best. You don't tend
especially in the circumstances where you're saying where you're going from here to there is not like I say you have a situation where you're planning out and you're saying, okay, we're going for dinner
yeah,
here. Are we going for
yeah, yeah,
lunch here? So you're getting some kind of good meal. You're basically just stop here, see a little quick thing, and there
yeah.
we go.
Gone,
And then
gone.
not only that, when you're gone, which part you're gone, every minute the man will tell you, you know, energy, you know, energy. What make you not got a drink?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I gotta get better though. I gotta start. I guess travel with my mask on. So walking through the airport, I hear some sneeze let off in there, and I say, "Bye." Them they close enough to me when me gone in. Yeah, that I got in. I don't me know. Yeah, because I know the immune system can be on the low end. Right now.
Okay.
But bounce it back. Let's go.
So I happy you're joining me, you know, because you're a
Me?
very reasonable person. Oh yeah, you're a very
Oh,
reasonable person. You're very calm.
okay.
And so and the first topic what we're gonna deal with, which is the one with the police,
Okay.
is Superintendent Cathy.
Okay.
Okay, high
Okay.
position in Nevis. Did you hear of the case with the Joe?
It was a while back.
Okay, but you heard of the
Yeah.
case with the Joe.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But I don't think that you would have gone to the point where you read anything extensively about it.
No, no, no,
You
no,
might
no.
have just generally heard he had a case and there's a winner or a loser.
Oops. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
what what I wanna do for you, I wanna give you a little general background and I would like for you to tell me, based off of what I present to you, the conclusions you come to.
Yeah.
So we ain't gonna do this and we're gonna just come and say nothing at all. But I just telling you, this person who I going to talk about now is the
Yeah.
superintendent. And I also want to tell you that what I ain't gonna say,
Yeah.
judges don't normally rate like this. Okay?
Okay, okay, okay. Okay. So
Okay.
so so you say you're going to read a judgment from a case
Okay. Yeah,
involving a
I just
superintendent. Yeah.
yeah, I just began to tell you the name of the case too.
Go
Because
ahead.
it's online. You want me send it to you?
You can. And
Oh
Loretta,
yeah,
I have my vitamins in my bag now. It's just that I don't get the time to take them. I mean, I really feel like we should be taking vitamins and me drink alcohol. What is the point? What is the
well, I
point?
mean,
No,
some
bro.
some some part of them gonna end up absorb in your bloodstream
Well,
before it is
alcohol.
ultimately
They put
destroyed.
they put a little alcohol in some of these things so it could get in the blood a little faster. But yeah,
Okay.
and the tequila them a fly.
Okay, so in this case, Pana was he alleged he was unlawfully detained. I can't even say alleged. He proved
Okay,
that he proved he was unlawfully detained in
okay.
this matter. In this matter. So this ain't even a thing where we got to be careful and say there were allegations.
It's a case. We don't got judgment.
Um yeah, civil matter. Matthew McMillan versus Alonzo Carty et al. So I think he got some other people involved with the case. I just check if I need to send it to you. Say lucky like I said, me always on the page of one. No.
Tired of this Guinness and
No.
that thing, boy. You don't drink Guinness, huh?
Why not? That's the best beverage in the world. Okay. So the issues was whether he had a reasonable suspicion or an honest belief
Yeah,
that the claimant committed an offense.
yeah,
This is one of the things where you got to predetermine in determining whether or not somebody is unlawfully detained. Next one is whether or not he was unlawfully searched. The next one is not of relevance to our question right now. You would you like the background as far as how he get locked up and so?
yeah.
You just want me? Okay. He was detained at the airport in St. Kitts at 8:35 in the morning on December 4th, 2017. He was informed he was on a watch list and that he could not leave the country because he needed to be questioned by the inspector from Nevis. The claimant was not informed that he was under arrest or that he was under suspicion of committing a crime. An hour later, he was taken to the police station in Bastille. He was arrested by Inspector Carty at 11:25 for suspicion of invasion of privacy. Um, you hear what I said? The charges?
Yeah, yeah. Suspicion of invasion of privacy. That was a law at the time.
Well, we're gonna get into that later, but
Okay.
that is not a no,
Okay.
that is not a thing that happens. So we're gonna reach to that little later. Um, the claimant's items
Hold
were
on, hold on,
searched.
hold on, hold on, Alan, hold on.
Go ahead.
Tyrion, listen to this story and figure out who said who said you want to be on. We not gonna tell
Yeah,
you who said them, yeah.
yeah. Just
Yeah,
listen to the story. That are the thing.
yeah. Just listen to this story.
I just want to listen to the story.
Yeah.
His
All right.
personal items were searched and recorded. They were kept in the same room where he was being detained. However, his USB devices, laptop, and two mobile phones were confiscated and taken out of the room from around 3:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. The claimant was released from police custody at approximately 8:21 p.m. in the evening. So the man basically had it for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Um, the cross examine. Wait, no, me no want to talk about the claimant. All what the judge said is that basically he believed the claimant evidence. Me no want to talk about. I don't want to talk about my friend evidence neither. I, the evidence of Inspector Kiati is
Uh-huh.
what I want to talk about right now, and what the judge read, right?
Yeah.
Starting from paragraph 9. If you're following with me, I send it to you.
Oh, you did. Hold on.
Oh yeah. So Inspector Carty did not want to accept that there was no offense created by statute or the common law known as invasion of privacy. That is the very first sentence. You had a question with
Yeah.
regards to if that is a thing. That is not a thing.
He don't want to accept it.
He did not want to accept that it is, and you hear what the judge make sure to let you know. Not under
Yeah.
statute, not under common law, in no circumstance is that a
Yeah.
thing. And to do a little sidebar, I don't know if you had any of these in run-ins with police officers in Nevis. But I had a particular one where an officer one time told me he was going to lock me up because I got on a hoodie.
Yeah.
And he told me hoodies are illegal in St. Kitts and Nevis. And the
Yeah.
question I asked the officer is, voila,
Yeah.
and the officer drive off. Yeah, cause the next question why I ask is what he badge number be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
Um,
run-ins with them before.
but I mean specifically as far as them trying to make up something by you, trying to make
They
up a
been
lot.
they push me. Well, I know well, I don't know. Yeah, not really. You know, if they try to make up a law,
Listen,
I
you
think
hear how you hear how Tyrion attack yeah? Attack about hoodies are sign of future active criminal. One
yeah,
time again. This is a completely different time, man. I done in the square, sitting down, on my phone, and me just wait for Antsman to come from up in the Chinese.
yeah,
Police come downtown, say, search illegal drugs and ammunition. They always go
yeah,
with the wide scope. Me,
yeah,
me know me good. So me is like, well, me no know what going on, but I ride.
yeah,
Officer tell me, what make I get on the hoodie there?
yeah,
So, suppose somebody up the road been said they get robbed and the person had on a hoodie.
yeah,
What would happen to me now? I mean, ask the officer where I am supposed to ask what color hoodie the person they had on and then kind of thing. They, everybody the hoodie
yeah.
I can go home now. Woman I can go
Uh,
home.
Cause somebody could have robbed a man in a white shirt. So why you go hold everybody who pass in a white shirt too?
And the hoodie what me had is a very odd color hoodie. It's a
Is
brown. Up to now, me not even never had back a brown hoodie like that there now.
I think of the same thing they've been doing with the 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 drugs and ammunition search. The only problem, the problem that I had run into is that at the end of the search and they don't dig up my bag and all kind of thing, and it's like, you want my name, and I was like, well, tell me when you need my name at this point. I thought that's what you're supposed to ask me first. You know, if you're not find nothing what you need me name for. I just me want an explanation. I guess he had because he can't answer the question. He threw me in the van.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he was a more sensible senior officer in the front of the van who come out and say, well, it's just a procedure. I said, well, the procedure backwards because you should know who you deal with before you start to deal with them. I could have give you don't even ask me an ID. You ask me to give you my name, present my name. I could tell you John Smith, which is an offense. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, it's not like you can put in your book, okay, search John Smith. So if anything happened, I don't understand. One time that had happened to me, and they tell me it's because if anything happened, they want to come find me. I said, well, you just search me, you don't find nothing on me. Why you can come to me? Like, why would I be a suspect?
I feel like, well, two things from that. The officers supposed to have some kind of reasonable suspicion that either I just commit a crime
Mm-hmm.
or I'm about to commit a crime. Then, first of all, so they're not supposed to just see me downtown on my
Mm-hmm.
phone with
Yeah,
nothing, not nothing no bulge and understanding because it
yeah,
wasn't even like it's one of them a hot night. It's a night where it raining on and off and it's kind of season that is that type of time
yeah,
in the year when you actually will get to where you hold it.
yeah,
So there is no you're not just supposed to see me and say, well, okay, he look like he going go the wrong way. The other part of this is I ain't even talking and say people supposed to get privilege and police supposed to know people. But
yeah,
police are supposed to have some kind of almost like a social worker, some kind of way to humanize themselves. And I sure if the officer been even approach you by and a lot of these officers need to adapt what I'm gonna say right now. rather
Yeah.
than just coming up to us and asking us what our name is. Introduce yourself. What about that part there? Say,
Yeah.
hey, I am officer this. I registered at this station doing a little walkthrough. What's your name? Officers don't
Yeah.
want even these simple little courtesies, so they want to know who they're dealing with,
Yeah.
so that they know they could go back or check to see what if they could abuse you.
Yeah. Is that way it is? Because I couldn't figure out what they name in him. Like, what your name in him?
Because you're gonna find out who I relate to people. He's somebody who I could do things too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Wheezy, come here try to tell you.
Yeah, no, maybe ready to go after he badge, you know. Me could remember the officer name, but me can't remember the badge number. He was I was ready to go after his badge. Because at that point in time, I was going to catch a board to do uh, SAT, a SAT exam,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought he abused his power because we were compliant with the vague drugs and ammunition search. Right, that time let me just start bust me natty. So walking down towards them, I had already spot that it was myself and Akim and myself, and I had already spot that they were gonna pull us over because they had a hype. It's Friday afternoon. That when Friday afternoon tongue used to be hype. You had a young man in a tongue and so on. And a hype. You could see they were on a hype. And I just looked at it and I said to myself, yo, they're gonna pull us over, they're gonna want to search us because we traveling, we got bags. You know? Where we going? Well, we going to do X and X and X. Search we bag, find books to study and them kind of thing there. Study material and clothes. No guns, no drugs, study material and clothes. To me, the story check out. They said they ain't gonna take a exam in St. Kitts and they gotta catch the boat. But that man wanted to prolong this thing over a name, which I felt he should have asked me in the first place. Throw me in the van. Oh, he lock me up. Apparently, he senior officer and I've been feel the same way. Because as soon as the senior officer look up in the mirror and he see me face, he jump out and say, hey, no, 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 no. Because that time they may work with the IT department. The officer does see me on a regular, fix the computer. You check it out.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you say, I guess it's a case of can we abuse the individual or not? Because if that individual is not somebody that have any backings in society, we're gonna take the abuse. And I tell him too, you the deputy superintendent, I think it was, Seabrooks. Every time I come up like go up in his office, he asks me, hey, you know want to join the force? You know want to join the force? So me and he boss got a good working relationship right now. And you abuse your power. I have a clear line to go up there and express how I felt. Yeah. And then I would have look a liar too. Go ahead. Because I thought I'd miss me boat. Sorry for
All
that,
I'm
bro.
saying, all I'm saying is, officers need they need to be trained in how to de-escalate situations, and certainly how to approach this thing more from a social welfare circumstance. Especially, I mean, Doctor just saying this thing is gonna they're gonna treat this thing from a wow, we're gonna treat crime as a mental health story. I don't feel
Okay.
like that. I don't feel like that necessarily the right way. But I feel
What
like
you
them
think is
are
the right
gonna.
way?
I don't feel like all crime is mental health. You understand?
Yeah.
No, not all of it. Some of it is mental health. I am willing to accept that. But some of it is premeditated murder, and that
Yeah,
can be
it's a
captured
case.
within the mental health aspect. No, I'm not saying that the person
Sociopath,
the um
psychopath.
I I'm not saying that the person should be stripped of their humanity, which is what is taking place right now with the conditions where you're seeing in prison. But
Yeah.
the they're guilty, and that ain't a mental health story. Not in all cases, I should say.
Got you. Got you. Got you. Got you. Got you.
Um,
Uh,
listen, if it's a mental health story, for example, that mean all of the criminal them when them man go in court, them man could plead insanity. For
yeah.
example, as a defense.
The prime minister
No,
does. The prime minister does say I got a mental health problem.
the prime minister, the prime minister does just want to speak in a glorious manner sometimes. Anyway, so I said that he didn't want to accept that it was an offense. He merely
Yeah.
replied he did some reading and later stated, as far as he was aware, there is such an offense. The judge says, I accept that there is no offense known as invasion of privacy. I do not believe the evidence of Inspector Carty. During his cross examination, he smiled repeatedly before answering. I believe that Inspector Carty was knowingly telling falsehoods to the court. Um, I do
So the
not
judge
believe
called
his.
him a liar.
i-
Just
i-
straight in, like straight up
Indeed,
liar.
indeed, I do not believe his evidence.
Wow.
And once again, that's how come even before I start to read, I tell you, judges not really does talk like this way, unless it is absolutely necessary to get the
Wow.
point across as to what is taking place.
Wow.
Went on. Except that when Inspector Carty arrested the claimant, he was not aware of the offense known as watching and besetting. I also find that Inspector Carty only later researched the matter to find a justification for his arrest of the claimant. It is clear that the offense for which the claimant was arrested was suspicion of invasion of privacy, as is clearly stated on the custody record of the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force. Inspector Carty nonetheless insisted that this was the most appropriate charge or reason for the claimant's arrest. The judge reiterates for the third time, I do not believe him. Um, what we're gonna also come back to this, because remember the judge is saying clearly this man come here gonna lie to me face, and there's penalties where you could face for doing these type of things. So we gonna also get back to that. What is even more striking is that Inspector Carty was able to obtain a search warrant for Carino Development Apartment 7A, where the claimant allegedly stayed while in Nevis.
Yeah.
The search warrant states that the evidence on oath has been given by Inspector Carty that there is reasonable cause to believe that certain property, to wit, controlled drugs, firearms, and ammunition, and persons of interest in an investigation alleged to have been concealed, is on certain premises, to wit, Carino Development Apartment 7A. Um, I
Okay.
want to
North
pause.
Hamilton.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
pause you again to say again. You notice um the charge what he said.
Yeah.
He still he obtained he warrant. You see what he wanna obtain? He warrant go search for
Yeah. It
controlled
don't make
drugs,
sense.
guns
Then
and ammunition.
then
It's always anytime me ever hear police say they want search me instinct it's a Nevis is one simple line. One
drugs,
standard line them they got. The only thing them they suspect you are drugs and
drugs
ammunition.
and ammunition.
Me no know them and tell the thief and them something different. I mean, I ain't know that category there. But anytime them ever tell me anything, drugs and gun and ammunition, me not understand how every minute it could be the same thing. All the time.
Yeah.
Everywhere you're there. No, Thailand in a bite the cap. Um, the evidence
Uh-huh.
on which this warrant was obtained was patently false because Inspector Carty could have had no reasonable cause to believe that these items, namely controlled drugs, firearms, and ammunition, were at the
Yeah.
place where the claimant allegedly stayed while in Nevis.
So so
Inspector, guy,
so Carti that he that jail?
boy, listen, right? This is what me I try to tell you, you know. What I heard, I heard my goat, Doctor the Honorable, such and such man, say that one of the things that needs to happen is that we need to clean up the police force.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to tell this story and to let you
Oh,
know that this individual who is in the story is
yeah.
currently the superintendent of police in Nevis.
He in charge, right?
Indeed, indeed.
Okay.
And I went go look at the articles, even heading into culture armor, he was the man at the press conferences. Well, he certainly had one talking about how them are gonna beef it up. My mother, yeah. Like, you know, said the only other thing the man could have saw she man fighting.
Oh yeah, that's such a thing. Well, continue on.
Okay. Um yeah. The evidence false. Inspector Carty accepted that the report made to him by Miss Bradley did not include drugs, but nonetheless stated that it was appropriate to have obtained the search warrant for that reason, as stated in the warrant, based on his investigations. When asked what by no, when asked why by counsel for the claimant, Inspector Carty replied that it was based on his knowledge and information at the time. Inspector Carty provided false information to the Justice of the Peace to enable him to obtain the search warrant. Okay, now we're going into the perjury aspect. Now the judge get vexed. Section 42 of the Perjury Act of the Revised Laws provides that where a statement made for the purpose of a judicial proceeding is not made before a tribunal or court, but is made on oath before a person authorized by law to administer an oath to the person who makes the statement and to record or authenticate the statement. It shall, for the purposes of this section, be treated as having been made in a judicial proceeding. Um, no, after this, now the judge is speaking to the DPP. The judge says this matter needs to be investigated by the Director of Public Prosecutions to determine whether the actions of Inspector Carty contravene Section 42 or any other section of the Perjury Act. In addition, this is a matter that must engage the attention of the Police Service Commission for investigation to determine whether the inspector engaged in any misconduct.
So I could take it that none of that happened because you said inspector, but now he's superintendent, so he got a promotion.
Oh, the man guy, hire the man off like.
Peace program, Batista. Yeah. So you go.
Inspector Carty could not show anything on the search warrant that could have assisted in respect to the investigation of the alleged offense of invasion of privacy. He accepted that the search warrant assisted his investigation because it allowed him to access the room where the claimant was allegedly staying while in Nevis. Inspector Carty continued stating that the search warrant had relevance to the complaint. Um, I cannot imagine that Inspector Carty actually believed any of his replies to the questions posed to him by counsel for the claimant. He accepted that the report did not indicate that the claimant was in control of the drone, rented the vehicle, the rented vehicle had anything to do with the drone, the claimant had a drone, or that she saw him with a remote for a drone. In his report, Inspector Carty states that there was no evidence to link the alleged drone to the rented vehicle or to the claimant. When Inspector Carty was asked by counsel for the claimant on what basis were the occupants of the rented vehicle driving on a public road suspects in respect of the drone, he replied that this was based on information he had during his investigation, but that information never formed part of the report into the matter. Inspector Carty stated that information was not part of the report and that that information was in his head. You hear what taking place? With the superintendent of police?
He was an inspector at the time. Yeah,
Yeah, the inspector of police.
yeah.
Loretta, the judge gave the people who supposed to investigate him, the DPP, certainly, and the Police Service Commission on a secondary level, supposed to find out what is taking place.
Yeah. So it can't be nothing serious because he get promoted.
Um,
Judge could say what he feel like.
so it was around this time that Inspector Carty started smiling repeatedly while giving evidence, suggesting to the court that he did not actually believe the evidence he was giving on oath was the truth. At times during his cross
Wait,
examination,
hold on.
go ahead.
An oath
Mhm.
suggested that that's perjury.
That's why the judge don't tell you what the poetry accent and tell you that
Okay.
these people need to investigate him. At times during his cross examination, the court wondered if Inspector Carty thought this was simply a joke. Inspector Carty accepted that when a watch alert is placed with the immigration department at the airport, the police officer must have had reasonable and credible information that the person had committed an offense. When asked by counsel for the claimant what other information he had that the claimant was in control of the drone, apart from the report he had gotten, that he was one of the occupants of the rented vehicle driving on a public road, Inspector Carty merely replied that he had information, and that information suggested that the claimant was in fact in possession of the drone and operating the drone. He accepted that he did not record a statement from the person who gave him the information and that this information was again something else in his head. So he got a lot of information from the investigation in his head. And he got a good head. He don't forget nothing.
No, Tyrion. No. Not a match. Not a match up. It's like wearing platinum polka dots.
Inspector Carty could not remember exactly when he placed the watch alert with the immigration department. Oh my God. Inspector Carty denied that the claimant was under arrest when he was prevented by the immigration officials from going on the flight at the airport. He stated that his instructions to the immigration officials in respect of the watch alert was that they should be on the lookout for the claimant. When it was put to Inspector Carty by the counsel for the claimant that he was not being honest with the court and that his instructions to the immigration officials was to detain the claimant until he arrived. Inspector Carty replied that this was in fact part of his instructions. Once again, Inspector Carty was being untruthful to the court. How much time, how much lie he tell so far? What is it, 5?
Me a main plan account. Cause once he tell one, that been enough. And
That
then he
been
said two.
enough?
Yeah. One
Oh,
if me I mean they would have locked me up for perjury. They say not judge can say that man the perjure himself. And then go to the DPP and everybody else and say, look, I will perjure yourself. Here's how I feel. And then not do anything.
hmm. In
So I
relation
end
to
up
the claimant's electronic devices, namely his
yeah.
USB drives, laptop, and mobile phones, Inspector Carty accepted that the non-electronical items were kept in the room where the claimant could see them, but that the electronical devices were taken out of the room. He explained that the electronic devices were separated and taken out of the room because they were to be examined by the cybercrime unit. However, Inspector Carty gave evidence that he did not have a warrant to search the claimant's electronic devices because he did not follow through with it based on instructions given to him. He accepted that the claimant was in police custody for 9 hours from 11:27 to 8:21. When asked by counsel for the claimant whether it was his evidence that he received instructions not to proceed with the search warrant of the claimant's electronic devices that could have facilitated his investigations, because these are actual things what could have proved his case. Inspector Carty replied that his instructions were to release the claimant and hand over to the claimant his personal item. He admitted that he received the instructions after 8 p.m., but when asked by counsel for the claimant what prevented him from obtaining the search warrant for the electronic devices during the period from 11:27 to 8 p.m., he replied that there are certain things that take time. Okay, watch out the judge get him in another line. Inspector Carty accepted that it would have taken him time only a few hours to obtain the search warrant for the Carino Development Apartment 7A, but insisted that the 9 hours was insufficient to obtain the search warrant for the electronic devices based on the investigation. Um, so once again, the judge is seeing through the actions of the boss. He got time. You mute. He got time to get
I,
search warrant or the gun and so, but he not got time
yeah.
to get search warrant or the devices.
The judge then all around still and you.
No, not in St. Kitts and Nevis, but I think he's still a judge based
Yeah,
off a
yeah.
picture I see recently.
That's what that's what I meant.
One of the tired and say, hey, this you feel like an African movie.
Oh, my stomach. Oh. Where you get the
Um,
lyrics from?
listen,
The Toby movie.
he, he got in a little bit of politics part. I should say the politics part or before the politics part.
That's definitely politics, man.
Let me say, left it up?
Yeah,
Okay.
don't worry about that.
Okay. The fact that, oh my God, it's sweet though. Listen, I'm going to say the
Yeah, I said the
politics part.
politics.
Yeah, I'm going to say the
Uh-huh.
politics part, but I'm going to say it after you give me your decision, pan, your conclusion, where you come to it. Yeah. So he insisted that he told the claimant that he was detained for the purpose of questioning and that detention is not the
Yeah.
same as arrest. So
Okay.
he say, just because I may detain you, that not mean me arrest you.
Yeah.
When asked by counsel for the claimant whether the claimant was arrested or detained, Inspector Carty replied that the claimant was not arrested but detained.
Okay.
However, he could not indicate where on the custody record it is stated that the claimant was detained. Inspector Carty continued to insist that the claimant was detained and not arrested, even when counsel for the claimant pointed him to the various places on the custody record that made reference to arrest, namely the first column
Yeah.
entitled Arrest, which
Yeah.
provides details in respect of the reason for arrest, where arrested, arrested by, and time
Yeah.
of arrest. The second
Yeah.
column entitled Arrested Person, which is completed information of the claimant.
Wow.
So here's the man not arrested. And even when them a show up on the farm.
Yeah.
So that there is about every time he see arrest on the farm, he lay there again. Eh? So
Yeah.
we in the double digits now.
Wow.
Yeah, all of that was alleged. You see, Naomi, like I say, you know the politics part. I tell you the politics part, oh sweet, you know. Counsel for the claimant put it to Inspector Carty that he was not being honest with the court. And he replied, yes, he is. I doubt that Inspector Carty actually believed that he was telling the truth. I believe that he was not being truthful in his evidence to the court. And based on the way
Yeah.
he answered the questions and his smiling repeatedly, it was clear that not only was he being untruthful to the court, but he was aware how obvious it was. I
Yeah.
reject the evidence of Inspector Carty.
Wow.
And then the judge went on now to like kind of summarize some of the inconsistency. He said, Inspector Carty's evidence on cross-examination contradicts his evidence in chief. On many occasions in his witness statements, he refers to the arrest of the claimant.
Yeah.
Um, and he pump on the arrested part now. Carty literally said, and this wasn't in cross-examination. No. This is when he liar asked you. He said, I got to know the claimant when I arrested him. He said, at the time of arrest, I informed him that he was to be arrested, which
Yeah.
led to the arrest. The judge just was flexing on the amount of lies.
Wow.
And then the judge went on now. A person who being lawfully sworn as a witness or as an interpreter in a judicial proceeding willfully
Yeah.
makes a statement material in that proceeding which he knows to be false or does not believe to be true, commits the offense of perjury, and shall be liable to imprisonment for a term of not less than 7 years and not more
Okay.
than 10 years, or a fine of not less than 30,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars, or more than
Oh,
50,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars, or both. And if you really think about the amount of like then why be he telling you this, yeah?
you get off.
I was saying that both might be a circumstance where you really could argue for.
Yeah. You get off, I tell you. Yeah, well, I mean, that's how the system go.
Yeah, the judge
100%.
said this is a civil trial, and the Perjury Act contemplates that persons who make false statements in a judicial proceeding contravene Section 4.1. The Director of Public Prosecutions must investigate this matter to determine whether Inspector Carty should be prosecuted for contravening Section 4.1 or
Must
any
he
other
say, huh?
section of the Perjury Act. The
Must.
administration of justice requires that witnesses tell the truth, particularly police officers whose job it is to maintain the peace and arrest those whom they reasonably suspect have
So, so
committed
if so if he
crimes.
say must and requires and all these words of this happened then.
Um,
He had to adapt.
the the only way, only if it happen and them man decide, boy, based off of the work what you do, I be need to boost you. We need to boost you. So based off of the story, based off of the story,
Yeah.
you have any conclusions that you could draw? You have any concerns about the fact that the individual who I just described in that story is in a great position of power in Nevis?
I think you say enough. I think you say enough. You that's all I can say. Because we don't understand. Based on what you just read, based on the judge's recommendation, I agree. Um, yeah, I, and I don't see. I don't know how. I can't understand.
And
I,
this this,
I,
this is part this is part of the thing what people go understand about the judge too. Cause remember he was there to deal with the matter with regards to um whether the person was unlawfully arrested or detained or whatever. But the judge only could go as far as to make these recommendations and to speak as in the strongest terms possible so that
yeah,
those who are in the authority could do what is necessary.
yeah, but is this going to be the lead? If this is the leadership, well, I don't know what to. So it plays a run, how it plays a run. Anyway, we not talk about that because
Uh,
the police have been talk about. I mean, me want to go back and hear this. So yeah, you remember them two youngsters asked me if me afraid? Police, yeah,
no, but watch it. These is the conversations that need to be had
yeah,
if we gonna clean up this crime thing. Because
yeah,
here's another thing what I want the authorities to look at. Watch this. Watch how me gonna help the police and still vex the police. Me only right now, right? When the things I want me to tell you right now, the police and them were good. Happy is the
yeah,
police and then what are they on the stupidness would vex if anything.
yeah.
But here's another thing, and me don't know how this year will affect anything, but um I heard that they're doing polygraphs with the officers, right? Here's one of the question what I need to ask the officers. Have you ever and any officer who got access to which part the weed does be? Have you
Yeah,
ever after a bus
yeah,
sold any weed, whether yourself to anybody on the outside? Ask them that question there. Ask them that question
wait,
there.
who are the polygraph for the police?
You didn't know that them man make the police officers and them innocent kids and use the polygraph test.
They got internal affairs.
Well, they do have that, but this
So them,
seem like a mandate will come from like the commissioner himself.
oh yeah,
Yeah, like them man, I try and make an effort, so me I try to help them.
wow,
If them a try to do the right thing, we gonna see action. And if it's a cartoon thing, we gonna just see cartoon continue to get promoted. But
wow.
but don't but so you don't know that this thing went so far that when they went to one of the units, the entire unit refused to do the polygraph test.
They could do that.
Well, let me ask you another question. The entire unit decide that they're not gonna do the polygraph test, what you think happened as a result of them not doing the test?
They went back do their work
Them man just reassign them.
to clean toilet,
No,
traffic.
different units.
That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense.
That's
I
what
know
me I try to tell you.
that is not doing anything. I mean, anyway, me stay off of the police conversation. Yeah, police don't trouble in their van, pull me over with a gun and all kind of thing when me been a minor.
See there? See another question there again. For the guns and them, I like they had the recent thing where guns were turned in.
Yeah.
Have any of you ever put any of the guns them back on the street?
Oh yeah.
Ask them kind of question there in the paragraph. Cause they don't do it, you know.
Yeah.
They don't do it.
But only the ones them, if you're only the ones that were clean and take the polygraph test. The ones that want to clean. If you could refuse to take the polygraph test and then just get reassigned, it's nothing. There is nothing. But kudos to the commissioner for trying to make sure that his squad clean.
Tell you what, them man had a kind of gun amnesty where you could have gone in and well you not even had to go in. You could have turned it over to somebody else and the gun would reach to the officer and that would just be that. I don't know how many were turned in at the end of the day.
Tell you what, Tarian.
Tarian.
Yeah, they had the gun amnesty program, Tarian.
Tarian is an amnesty, you know? So wherever crime happen with them gun there.
Okay, boy. I had the
Whoever the
chance to get rid of dirty gun. And now we go out there.
whoever the cemetery, gun their cemetery.
Yeah.
For them there. That's part that was one of the question why I asked them.
If
And
maybe
reason
if maybe any things, me bring in army dirty gun them. I say, yeah, I just want to get rid of these freshies coming in. Yeah, no man. What you say,
okay.
Wiswa?
Well, no, Tyrion knocking pan a good point, and we go kind of shift it to a kind of media aspect. Cause this is one of the things what kind of frustrating me about the media. Cause I feel like with these press conferences, I'm generally seeing people trying to get better, trying to ask good questions. I feel
Yeah.
like there needs to be kind of sections. You know what I'm saying? There's so much going on, but there's so many things that also does get lost.
Okay.
Look how me come to tell the people. A lot of people would not know about the story like us. I've been forget to
No.
see Chef explanation as to why the story originally come forward. The politics what me left with is that when he was asked if he arrested the person based on the fact that they were an NRP consultant, he denied that.
Oh, that was a thing.
He was an NRP consultant.
Daddy kind of man when them arrest.
Yes. And you hear the name Macmillan, so you know
Yeah.
he's a European guy.
Yeah.
That
I guess
that was,
that's why the judge was okay. Okay.
and I want to believe he not only got damages, but he also got aggravated damages. and the aggravated damages also. If you really consider the conduct of Carty, a
Yeah.
lot of the aggravated damages is really Carty handiwork. He was the author of the damage there.
Wow.
And get promotion. But the media, in my opinion, and this is just one example of something where this their responsibility is supposed to be to ask these questions, especially in these instances. I supposed to be pan these politicians all the time, and then again you got the police does have their press conference again, and well, me not hear from the DPP for a while, but when he is able to speak, I call this man, call the DPP office direct and get to find out. The media need to be more up to date on a lot of things, and them man need to pay higher motto. And I've asked I more and not recognize because I feel like y'all are doing a tremendous service, and as I say, I do see I out there trying to get better, asking good questions, more and more informed in subject areas. Um, I feel like I need to collaborate more, wider, cultivate a lot of sources. Um, I was wondering if like what media there is what I got in this. There is SKN Times. There is
SK Pulse.
Beyond Hanley is back in Nevis. Um, wherever Beyond Network name is there.
SK
SK
Pulse.
yeah,
One
SKN
Radio.
Pulse. Where was
2020. Nevis Pages. Observer. I mean, there's quite a
SKN
few.
Vibes? Um, yeah, but Tyrion, me
What
just listen. Tyrion, I'm trying to inch this thing. I'm trying to inch this thing so that them not forget. You know, better still, and put the pressure where the pressure needs to be, so that the public will get the truth about circumstances.
that's all.
Yeah, I hope Mr. Nella Thompson. You know I love your work. I see you on Bond Radio doing interviews. I'm gonna watch all of the interviews. Um, but I hope you're back at the Premier's press conference too. Don't leave me now. Don't leave me
Okay.
now. Yeah. And the other lady asked me questions too, but I just like Miss Thompson, so don't leave me now. But is this a fair request of me from the media?
Yeah, I think so.
So,
I think so.
you know, and the other thing too is I think that as part of the media, y'all need to have more follow up questions as well with facts. You know, it's very important that I have a follow up questions with facts on certain things. I make sure that when you were told an answer on a particular date, or anytime you even heard the question answered on a particular date, that you write it down. All of them. Every time they talk. You're supposed to know them
Well,
better than they know themselves. In my estimation.
yeah, mm,
Um,
you're part of the media too, Alan. So
yeah, but well, me I do me thing now. Me I try cultivate what me could cultivate. Um,
yeah.
but overall, another place where the media need to collaborate, and I was trying to tell Luis this, is to get these debates going.
Which
As the people,
debates?
If I be one I want political debate like in America, but I
Nah,
feel yo,
nah, nah.
what make you feel like I can't engineer this thing?
I was trying to engineer one too, but maybe you can. I don't know. But I don't see how. Good luck.
No, but what I'm saying is, you don't you feel like if Webo, I just talking about two people. Suppose Webo and Sister C become interested and aligned in wanting to do a debate. You
You
ain't
know,
feel it.
personal. No, people don't go against the personal interests. Alan. Not
So
so
in
easily. It's not about
but
the. It's not about no media coverage or anything media wise. That
no,
if
but I thought we are vibrant democracy and all them kind of things. So you want
you
so
know,
so
my
you want
buzzwords,
so I you
them
wanna
my
tell me
buzzwords,
you wanna tell me
buzzwords.
that Donald F. Trump is more um
Yeah,
got more of an understanding that this thing need to happen at least once. At least once.
Donald,
Than
Donald and Donald and Kamala. Yeah, the two of them. Um, yeah, the two of them.
so you're trying
The
to
two of
tell
them.
me Donald Trump braver than my goat.
Yeah, easily, boy. Easily, easily. Remember, it's about a platform thing, eh? But it ain't even that. I don't. Honestly, I don't understand. You know, I've heard it. You know, I've heard. I think the premier has told us himself why he wouldn't want to do a debate. But even with that, I don't understand it. Like, I really don't understand it. You know, and then that goes like, oh, my platform. I don't want anybody on my platform. I work so hard to be on my platform. And you remember the who? How can you have? Uh, remember the saying is ignore the noise. Eh? So I don't think it's gonna
Okay.
happen.
let, let me come at this from a different angle, right?
It's not gonna happen.
Okay. Uh, And listen, I accept that. So I want
But
to
I
come
have an
from a
idea.
totally different angle. Is it possible, right,
Yeah, yeah.
that instead of um, doing something that somebody who is an obnoxious asshole would do, for example, saying breaking news, blah 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 blah, win some kind of money, whatever, whatever. You feel like it is possible to build up the media by passing these stories on so that you ain't look so obnoxious. Cause you could still share it, huh? You know, like how them man does got the media person where they leak things to, and then they just end up rally back. And is it possible that you could build up the media in that way? Is there a responsibility to do that? Does it matter?
Uh, Um, I get what you're saying, but I don't think there's that interest like that. People tend to stay away from these kind of topics. Only like it's the same set of people that be talking politics over and over. So it's not gonna happen. Not happen. Don't worry about it. I used to feel like you. Right? I used to feel like it's gonna happen, and I used to thought there were a lot of individuals around my age group who would have wanted to see the same. But then I realized no. I realized some of the people that I thought would have possibly helped was actually agents in disguise. So I ain't even into that. G. Like it's just it is what it is. our politics is not gonna grow. You know, we're never gonna be able to enter. Like I saw Anguilla did it. Anguilla did it a year. Kudos to them. It's important to have these kind of like we going walk into the sixth form college and we're gonna say, yeah, we support you in LIDC and all your efforts and o- outside of LIDC, what other debates they have? Unless it's like you in a courtroom.
Didn't didn't Easy Data win some kind of debate format competition recently?
Me not sure.
I thought that was a debate kind of competition. She was like the minister of tourism in Cayman Island for a debate. I
Okay,
think.
okay. You don't know. But I
So
mean,
so
like,
okay. Well, here's my perspective. Right.
yeah.
This is my little counter argument to what you're saying. I feel like what you're saying is true right now in 2024. And I also, I will go as far as to tell you that by the next election, I don't feel like anything.
You don't
But
feel like what?
anything is going to change. But
Okay.
I do recognize that the premier is a dinosaur, man. And I think that those always. I feel like these men are the last of the dinosaurs. Okay?
Oh,
I feel like we going into with modern history. And as you say, I feel like people more on our age gonna see why this thing needs to happen.
you
Because it,
feel like. You
yeah,
feel
that's what I
like.
feel like. That's what I feel like. And that's why
Yeah.
I gonna speak. That's why I gonna speak. So I gonna try to speak into existence. But I feel like
I
these
don't
men are
think so.
dinosaurs. But
I don't
listen,
think
right?
so. The
The,
politics can remain the same.
the other night, I been not even the other night, last night, several hours about a long time in I see this here. I went and I watched the video when the premier been talk about the St. James man need a dog farm in a
Yeah.
St. James start breed pedigree dog and so. But you know how
You
much
should
I
have do it.
raised the premier had, boy?
You should have do it. You should have. I
I,
think. I think it was a good idea. Them man laugh. They laugh. You know what I mean? Like people laugh and people ridicule. But I thought it was a good idea.
so so how come you think you know get off again?
I don't know why you don't get off again.
Why no, why you feel like it was a wonderful idea?
I don't know.
The,
He
the,
didn't do it. He did
the,
it.
the, ex, the example why he said is that he said he been a look at German Shepherd
Yeah.
and and
Okay.
he end up had
See your confirmation right there.
he end up
That
had
your
to
confirmation
go
right
Trinidad or end up
there.
gay. And
Yeah.
Pana
Yeah.
said
Okay.
one was for either 1,200 or 12,000, some kind of number like that.
Probably 1200. Uh,
Okay.
well, no,
So
it could
so
be
good.
12,000 too, actually, but I don't
You
know.
better believe that that's how come men are now. If when I dealing with the premier, I prefer to add on the extra zero. So I would quicker say 12,000. But I got a message in my phone now.
I don't know why he didn't come off. I think people laugh. I think he had got into it, but he didn't trade. It was one of his first ideas, and
So
rather
what you
than prove
wanna tell
people
me?
wrong, I think he shied away.
Just because people laugh, you know
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, because I think he didn't get support even from his supporters. I think even like people on CCM side thought, "What kind of stupid idea this year?" But they don't understand. You see, even even to the point of exporting the animal, right? He had that would have been a good product.
Okay. Okay. The dog cost 2,000. And partner say he later he get 12,000 from me later.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, th- I could tell you there is money in dog breeding, animal breeding in general. Animal
Mm-hmm.
breeding in general. Yeah. Maybe where he should have started was we're going to bring in some special breed cattle and goats and sheep, and they can start to breed them and sell them at the agriculture department at a subsidized price. So farmers, we could start producing um, higher a higher quality of those kind of things. See, you may want to go that way and then slip in the dog farm. He couldn't start with the dog farm, and I think that's what the problem was. But the dog farm wasn't a terrible idea. People thought it was. I thought it was a good idea, because when you start to look at how many animals or dogs in general people buy in St. Kitts and Nevis and the kind of money they spend,
I know.
you will see. And that's just St. Kitts and Nevis. So
The
you
premier
go, you go.
still the premier still would have end up trouble at the dog farm in a people face. I
I
remember
mean,
we quick what? The man they quick will tell you you spend money bad if you ain't got it, you know make no sense go. Then kind of things there. So he gonna say,
yeah,
well, what you buy German Shepherd for? Cause remember these
yeah,
are pedigree dog, these are not really for you like that.
yeah, and
Yeah?
I
Am
agree.
I incorrect?
I agree with what he's saying at times, but I do understand sometimes people just want to escape and they want to feel like they could, live a life that they would want to. Hold on, Alan. Hold on 1 second,
Mhm.
please. I beg.
Well, I agree. Definitely when the premier does be criticizing people for their expenditure, because if he's not allowed to criticize the people and them for their expenditure, how am I gonna criticize him when he spend the government money bad? The only
Uh,
thing I would like from the premier, what is it?
yeah, no, I'm back. So yeah, I would
Oh,
agree with him. And people just want to feel like they can, but I don't think he should talk on that. Because the problem is, if his one of his main job as the premier is to boost the standard of living of people.
mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
so to talk about those kind of things is showing that there's a failure in some aspect.
yeah. My G is tired. I watched the premiere last night when the premiere hairline when the premiere been about by Chai and the premiere hairline strong. Me I tell you, I see the last couple of Grisfield days. I was watching them shits fade away
Yeah.
the other night. Yeah, before my eyes, man.
Well,
Um,
I mean, big up to him still. See where he doing it for a long time.
yeah, but that's
He
why he
doing it for
tired.
a long time.
That's why he tired, man. He has been serving for so long, bro. That he just right now he just need a vacation.
He's
At
on a
least,
vacation.
yeah,
Well,
at
he
least
went
like
on a vacation and I on the man case. The man take a vacation and everybody pan the man case like so. It's like what? Me not supposed to.
do you
Me not
find it
supposed
strange?
to
Do you
get in
find it
politics. Can me
do you find it strange that the other ministers are not taking vacation?
they don't. Is it strange that we just don't see it? Maybe we don't see it because they don't post. Remember, um, the premier understands social media, so I don't find there's many other ministers in Nevis that understand social media. Oh,
No, but me mean it because when he da leave the island, it's not necessarily like he da post something. You know? It's like he got an official thing. Even the other day when Eric was leaving, he had something to say that Eric is like leaving an official business. I haven't seen anything of any other minister taking personal
yeah,
days.
but I don't think they're gonna post it. I don't think they're gonna show it. I think he didn't announce that he was going. He did he announce
That's
that
what I
he
tell
was
you.
going?
That, no, that's what I'm telling you. And this is not the first time. This is like the third time for the year that they just say for personal, and then they will
Oh,
say on government business.
but how long he got? How long he went for? Like a couple days or something?
Uh,
Maybe a week,
the last one was 11 days.
11 days. That's a
Mm,
good vacation. He should be refreshed after that.
yeah,
He'll be refreshed
it,
after that.
18 days total for the year.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, man, gotta do what you gotta do. Me not think nothing wrong with it.
And
I
you
don't know
see,
if
and also
I
I
didn't.
was defending the premier in People Post guy. He said that it was not funded by the taxpayer. So I had to tell people, no, I got to stop saying about it.
Yeah, if you're not gonna prove, you can't say it.
Yeah, he got
You know,
money.
he got money
But I,
for sure.
is it
He for
fair?
sure got money.
I- Is it fair if the premier is gonna criticize the spending habits of the general public, that the general public will criticize the spending habits of the government? That's a fair trade.
He's a patriot.
And that's why men are
He's a patriot.
vex. That's why men are vex.
He's
If
a
the premier
patriot.
wanna tell me, yo, stop lying so hard, stop home, cool. They gonna stop home. But when I make a request, I would like it,
Yeah,
I would like
yeah,
it to be dealt with too. Same way. That's it.
yeah. Ask what to watch. You know as
So
I
so
say.
he, so he must tell me how to spend couple thousand and me can't tell you how to spend couple million. Me not even tell you how to spend all of the million. No. He got $250,000.
Okay,
Someday me only talk about couple 100,000.
okay,
But I feel like that's a fair
okay.
trade. That's why me not
Yeah,
vex.
I I mean, you're in public service. You're supposed to accept, pe- you know, criticism from people. To be honest, and listen and react. Just react. Some things people might say might resonate. Some might resonate. You know what I mean? Some might
Um
resonate.
I don't know. Well, as far as that, all what the premier need to do, he just need to like go and just watch some Van Samuel videos. Listen, I watch a video when Van Samuel been a match the other day. Me see Mark Brantley in the video, and I hear them in a match for a Vance.
Yeah,
You see up at top taking the lead. You check and Vance. I tell people, Vance me like a Malcolm X. People behind there going bad and the man just see Vance and say, hey, quiet, and you say everybody, shh. The big man attack. He just need to like see how cool and calm Vance been. You check it out. Yeah, it was amazing.
but yeah, well, his style of politics is working for him, so it doesn't matter. He could write a book on politics too. They hate him or love him. He has been successful in the arena.
It would not be a good book.
Definitely.
It would not be a book that people should read and follow the um the guidelines of the book. And that is only based upon his perception. He said he not gone against nobody in there. Floyd Mayweather, who I mean, some people has argued being the best. One of the smartest thing what Floyd do at least. Floyd tell you, yo, my opponent is worthy, so that when I go out there and I beat him, I get the credit. But you can't tell me you're not beating nobody and then you still want the credit. Who you bang? And the same thing that's
Yeah,
happening in a cricket and other sports. Who you bang?
yeah.
Who you bang? So if the premier want credit, he gonna have to tell me like who his worthy opponents are. And he not getting nobody no credit.
Right?
He's not them type of guy. So if you're not get the credit, you can't get the credit. You go get something. You go get something.
Yeah, I
Um
agree with you. I
in the
feel
last
that all I would say is if you live in a glass house, don't trust those. So
mhm,
if you can't take it, don't give it.
okay.
That's pretty much it.
Um we had an example of the premier shooting from high and shooting low.
From
And
high.
the, yeah, he's the highest public servant in an image, right?
The
If we
judge,
in
the the deputy, the deputy
me not talk
general.
about me not talk about pay, but if I willing to accept the deputy governor general. I'm willing to accept that submission.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
he's
But I
the
get what you're
highest.
saying.
He's the highest elected official.
Okay, yeah,
About there, I have settled.
yeah,
Okay, we have found
yeah.
compromise.
Got you.
Um,
Good to go.
he was in an argument the other week with Daddy Spain as
Yeah,
culture and pay the money.
yeah.
That is bad politics. Listen, all of this is what me tell you. Like you feel like Vance would have ever in about that. Vance response would have been um caring and considerate and say, hey, um listen, Vance wouldn't have to even respond. Vance would have called Daddy Spain live and say, hey, watch here, call this,
Yeah,
start with that. And
yeah.
then when he come off the phone, you would give Daddy Spain, so you would give Daddy Spain the what them I want to give. That's
Boy,
it.
you they get someone. You they get
That's it.
someone upon your phone. Yeah, yeah,
And he might have tell him, watch you know, lad man, lad you not do it like that. So them kind of vibes there, and he will get it with them half like he
yeah,
will not be like that. So that's the one me say he been shoot from high going down. You can't do that.
yeah.
And that's how
Well,
come I've
why
been
would?
tell that how come I've been tell you son them he can't really give in a word. He go tell me what cause I I be I be a little he can't give in a word.
What I mean?
He can't give in a word. Like, it's not
No, I
possible.
mean, the whole thing with that is Spain. I would think that knowing the individual, they were from not even a man would not talk much and then kind of things. I only if that probably just bubbled over. You know what I mean? That probably just bubbled over onto that space. You know, the whole argument about, oh, this is not the forum. Did you discuss that or whatever? No. We ain't live in the world no more, you know. We live in the world where we deal with certain things to a certain point and then we go to so once upon a time you used to go to news sources. You might write a piece in the newspaper, go to a news outlet and say, look, I buy this car from this car company, and the car no go they rob me, this company rob me, my boss now pay me. You know what I mean? let's put it this way let's put it this way: the last time I checked, slavery is illegal.
No.
Slavery is, huh?
No, like you're incorrect, sir.
Slavery is not illegal.
No.
Oh, I thought it was. Well,
Neither in the United States nor St. Kitts and Nevis.
slavery is illegal in the United States. And the
What?
last time I checked, the Constitution covered it in St. Kitts Nevis Constitution, making it illegal. Let me see if I could find it.
Um,
The last time I checked, the Constitution covered slavery illegal, make slavery
um,
illegal.
except for persons who have been incarcerated.
Incarcerated, yeah. Well, in America, the 13th Amendment, and in St. Kitts, I don't know what the amendment is. St. Kitts and Nevis, I don't know what the
It,
amendment
it,
is, but
it basically reads as the same. And
okay.
if that and if there is an exception to slavery, then slavery is illegal.
I get what you're saying.
And it also feeds into how we strip them man at them humanity when them go to
Yeah.
prison. Because at the end of the day, we do make an exception for slavery. When you're
Yeah,
there
I get what
prison,
you're saying.
when
Yeah.
you're there prison, you better believe slavery is on the table and it shouldn't be on the table. That's one of the reasons why we getting what we getting.
Understood.
My example of somebody who me not see the clip yet neither, you know. But I told her a couple of months ago, and I'm gonna use this as an example um of Dr. Daly being douchey. Apparently Daly ended up on the oh my god. What's this young lady? She from Cottonwood. She's the head teacher for St. James.
Chrislyn
No,
Jeffers.
no, like, oh my
I
god,
don't
do you
remember
know?
who he
Anyway,
what
anyway,
what he had teach at St. James? Me don't remember. Right?
yeah, she turned her head teacher last year. But anyway, right, Daly went on there, and Daly, I am told he went overboard in his criticism. Um, Catherine Seabrooks, Catherine, yeah,
Oh,
Catherine, she
Catherine.
posted, yeah, Seabrooks.
Okay, yeah.
I think I like
Yeah,
Catherine.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And this is what I'm saying. Daily, and and you see this just goes to show you, you know, a equal opportunity, you know, and just CCM does be obnoxious. You know? Daily has obnoxious behavior when he gonna do things like what he do.
Yeah.
As far as using his platform to attack a head teacher, and in
You
how
hear
much,
it?
no me not hear it, but me not daily, you know. You don't know daily.
Yeah.
You don't know the ignorance that is daily.
Yeah, no, I don't listen to the political shows.
I feel it.
I ain't gonna lie.
Well, as I say, I have admitted I did not hear the clip. I'm going off what I was told.
Was
Mm.
it a soundbite that they were sending around?
No, me, watch I mean, I say no soundbite or nothing.
Oh,
Me not say no soundbite or nothing. But daily ain't got no time to shoot after a head teacher. And furthermore, the bigger point is, and you could see this through Donald Trump, for example. If you are going to be irrational and never be able to moderate a position, how would the people who in the margins are gonna say, you know what, bro, we don't hear where be out there saying, when you out the want to do aesthetics and want to cuss and say how this look and that, and then not even understanding the full situation as far as who really is supposed to take responsibility for certain things what going on. These are examples of bad politics from the Nevis Reformation Party, in my opinion. But then
Well,
yeah, I me never
you know,
run. So they at least daily don't put him in on a ballot. So
yeah,
uh,
yo,
yeah, I ain't gonna say he's a coward, but we did see the results as well. And as soon as I be done interview daily, I did tell Ayo, boy, now why be that they made me just here? None of that there. Soon possible within any realms of possibility. Daily say here
wire.
go bill. Daily say here go bill. So it goes with from the opposition.
You got a what?
Bill is South Coast Road. Remember he been going with the South Coast Road idea,
Oh
and
yeah,
he
yeah,
plan
yeah, yeah.
and he plan to build that left hand in the opposition. What? Is only one question me had to ask how. And from you fail then okay, alright, we done. All the grand plans can happen within the scheme of what you're talking about. Ain't a local election. They will come with federal election issues. Them time they put them on
Wow,
both in kit.
wow.
Um the last thing while I be a talk about Sinkit, right?
Yeah.
I finally have solved the puzzle. I know now why the premier is not operating as a traditional leader of the opposition.
Why?
I think about it all weekend and I finally come to the conclusion. I don't even tell
What
Dalian.
is it? What is it? Okay.
Did I tell Dalian? No, did I tell Dalian? Okay. Um the premier understands, and I have been told,
Yeah.
hospital ain't gonna happen. Okay? The airport ain't gonna no. Things ain't looking good. Um geothermal, oh my god, things looking bad. The only thing we could do to salvage this thing and the centerpiece of the run for 2028 is gonna be fair share. So right now we're getting 5.5 million a month. The premier want to present a number as part of the fair share and tell you, listen, this is my legacy. This is an amount of money what I would like really do something for me this amount of time and whatever. And all of this, even though the premier get the money for the geothermal, even though the premier talk about anything, don't study nothing.
Yeah.
Everything is about the fair share. Yeah. And until the premier realize that Dr. Joe ain't gonna go give you the fair share, we gonna get well behaved Mark Valley. You know, cause I'm telling you, all of them rest things here ain't happening. Roads
No,
gonna
no,
happen.
no, no, no.
People gonna get
Yeah, get
road, but
something. You got to
uh,
be against something. If you don't be against nothing, you're not here anymore.
what you
He
mean?
don't play them
Well,
games. He don't play
no,
them games. He don't play them games.
no, that
No,
is
if he not
incorrect.
been against no, if he not been against
He
nothing, he can't be that get anything at all. Wait till the budget come
okay,
out now.
okay. Let me explain to you fully.
Budget soon drop.
Yeah, let me explain to you fully because he would have explained the difference between unity and labor. He
Okay.
said labor treat them better than unity.
That what he said?
Yeah, I hear the clip. Listen, but I tell you, I listen to everything what my goat said. He said the difference is that they're getting the 5.5 million every month.
Yeah.
But he said in addition to that, all of the programs and them, what they they just get to access them. Like I think he had like if he got a school bag program also,
Yeah.
he would also benefit from them kind of things. And
Oh.
then
So you
the
get
next thing the next thing YB he said too is Taiwan was sending down some kind of money
yeah.
and Out of the 25 million, we get mostly 5 million.
Yeah, we get 5 out of the 25. We
Yeah.
doing good. Fair share. Boop.
So
Boop,
for
boop.
so on top of the waiver money, we get a extra 5 million. And he said that there is, yeah. That's like what we're
Unity
talking about
was
now.
Loretta. Unity was the best. Something better came along. Labor. You check.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
like I said
that's
something,
the
right?
best.
But people can vex with me. But right now, the Premier moving like a group, yeah. But you gotta do what you gotta do to survive.
But that's what
To survive,
listen,
Premier, survive.
listen. Them right now he trying to get the number and he wanted to be um the blindly fair share a card.
Yeah,
They're telling you he want this be his legacy. This is the 2028 run. And then
we got.
and and then now how he gonna do it again? How he gonna spin it off again now too? He gonna end up and say they're gonna take out some kind of money and this is the money what they're gonna take to finish the hospital and the hospital gonna end up finishing 2035 or so.
Okay. Okay. A hospital wing. You keep saying hospital, it's just a wing. But I mean, uh, anyway, I don't want to talk about the hospital. It's kind of depressing.
Yeah. And
It's
you've been up
depressing.
late for a couple of nights and we don't reach 11.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we go take it
Yeah,
away, you
I
know,
will.
cause
I'd
you
like
got
to
the
do
flow
some
too.
rest.
Yeah, man.
Well, not a
And you
flu.
need
It's not a
you
flu.
need
It's just a little.
uh,
Just a little. I just hope a good night's rest would solve it because last night I've been planning to get a good night's rest, but I needed to get those pictures out. So yeah, we could call it tonight. Um,
well,
yeah,
don't forget the vitamins either. Necessary
yeah, no,
thing.
definitely. I had them in my bag. I've been taking them the first night, and then I'll take them after that. But I just want to shout out the Nevis Orlando Association. Loretta, please forgive me if I say it incorrectly, but the annual fish fry is this Friday. I was planning to go. I love to make them kind of flex there. See, Loretta asked you if you go, Alan.
Is Friday or Saturday?
Saturday, this weekend. This weekend.
No,
You right?
Loretta, I would like to join you, Loretta, but I can't promise you that.
Walk with your TV. Only one thing I keep your TV.
No,
But
no.
oh, okay. But just go out and if you're in the Orlando area or close enough, go out
Mm.
and show your support. You know, Alan would like to join, but he I he can't. He mightn't be able to make it. But if you're able to, go out and show your support. Um, big up to Sexy Lee's promotion as well for she has an event coming on the 28th of this month and then the 11th and then another one on the 12th with a partnership and then another one on the 12th with another partnership. uh, there's a lot,
You mean
you
of
know.
next month, of October?
Yeah, of October.
Okay.
So the
All right.
only event that she has this month is the 28th. That one. Yeah, no, she has one the 28th
And and is she doing
of this
the,
month.
the is she
And then
doing the
she has
promotion for Dr. Parker?
no. Odyssey is on
No.
the band. Odyssey is on the card. So
Oh, okay. So that's
yeah,
your
yeah,
involvement.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you. I got
So
you.
yeah, the 28th. No, yeah, I do need rest, but she has one on the 28th. I said it correctly. She has one on the 28th of this month, and then the
Mm,
11th. Of
mm.
course, once you hear me say 11, that means it's the
Yeah,
next month,
next
and
month.
then the
Yeah.
12, and then the 12. You know, it's a good amount, but I need the rest. I gotta take the sleep. See, Dahlia, tell the truth. Dahlia want the husband in the bed, so me not
Man.
keep on out too
I,
much longer.
I would love. And I've been arguing on. But I would
Yeah.
love to eat. I would love for Abby to hear that there's an investigation. But Abby not.
An
But at least,
investigation?
yeah. But at the very least, I get a good story.
Oh,
Yeah, an
oh, nothing
investigation.
happened. Nothing happened.
Yeah, man.
Nothing happened. Anyway, peace out. The topics.
Everything was kosher, perfect like a poster. Then I got word that you wanna lead a picture. Off with somebody else, off with the jerk. With the shame on me, I really thought that it could work. Off with somebody else, off with the loser. Shame on me, I really thought we had a. Lately I be having conversations with myself, cause I feel like I